Come on. Our speaker has spent 20 years of education as an administrator, teacher, and coach. At high school, he was one of the most likely to succeed and inducted to the Hall of Fame. As an athlete, he won a national championship. As a coach, he has won a state championship and was named Teacher and Coach of the Year. He has written 15 books, has over 90,000 followers on social media, has been featured on HBO, ESPN, Fox, and more. He speaks to several high school groups a month and strives to add value to the lives of others. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Mr. Willie Spears.
Good job, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Mic check. Hey, guys, I'm not from here. I'm from Florida, so just help me out. Is McMahon in the building today? Okay. Again, I'm not from here, so just help me out. Is Capdo in the building today? 5 of y'all from the middle school? 5? Okay. What about Alice Hart? Is Alice Hart in the building? Okay. Did Wilson find a way to make it today? Okay. Now, I'm not sure they're here. I heard they were here, but I'm not sure. Is Edna Carr in the building today? And I'm not good with counting, but not 1, not 2, but it's the 3, 5 in the building today. Okay. Here we go. Okay, don't start. How about instead of 3, 5, just give me 5. If you're an Inspire scholar and you're in the building, please make some noise. Guys, I want to talk to you today about some real things today. I speak all around the country, and the most heartbreaking thing for me is when I go speak in prisons. I speak in prison and juvenile detention centers all the time, all across the country. I was just in Nevada. I was in Las Vegas a couple months ago. We was in Cleveland, Ohio very recently. You go into some communities, and it's just very sad. And so I always ask this question. Everybody that's in those cells, that's in that detention center, that's in that program, I ask them, how many of y'all wanted to be here? No one raises their hand. Ask them, how many of you realize you disappointed your mother? And all of them raise their hand. Guys, at your age, you may not realize the magnitude of making your mother proud. I remember being your age when I was in middle school, when I was in high school, I just took things for granted. I took my mother for granted. Years later, I lost my mom. When my mom passed away, my biggest regret was that I didn't appreciate her while she was here. I didn't give my mother her flowers while she was still alive. Now, when the funeral came, everybody was bringing all these flowers that my mom couldn't smell. Everybody was saying all these nice things that my mom couldn't hear. Everybody was expressing all these great memories that my mom could not take part in. And so what I did, I changed my way of thinking. My dad is 73 years old. And so at the time, I didn't do a good job of talking to my dad. I was too busy with life. But when my mom left this earth, it changed the way that I looked at relationships, even some of my teachers. When I was in school, me and this dude named Antoine, a guy named LeVar, we were real tight from elementary, middle school, all the way through high school. Unfortunately, one of those gentlemen not with us right now because of the decision that they made. The other one is incarcerated. And I asked myself, why am I still alive? Why am I not locked up? I did the same things they did. I talked back to the teacher when I should have. I didn't listen to my mom. I didn't do the things I was supposed to do. Like, what made the difference in my life? And I'm going to be real with you. Part of it was luck. Part of it was luck that I was in the right place at the right time and they was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Today I want to talk to you. I just want to be real with you. I want to keep it a buck. Everybody in this room is not going to make it. Everybody on this stage that talk, their goal is for you to make it in life. But I'm telling you, everybody's not going to make it, but you get to choose. The beauty of it, just like when you go to McDonald's, you get to pick your order, you pick your meal, you go to your favorite restaurant, you get to pick what you want. It's the same in life. My father was incarcerated for 8 years. My father didn't graduate high school. I didn't want that life. My mother was in and out of the county jail. I didn't want that life. No judgment, not talking bad about my family, but I decided to make a decision. My cousin DeVarian, when he was in the 8th grade, I tried to talk to him. He told me to get out of his face. I never forget the last time we talked before he got in real trouble, he was playing basketball and he had a gun. And my mom told me, said, D got a gun, you need to come over here and talk to him. So he didn't know that I knew about the gun. It was on the back of a chair. He had a big white bomber jacket and the gun was in a pocket. My mom bumped it when she was in the house and it scared her. She called me, talking about, hey, D got a gun. D got. So I'm thinking that D got everybody on the ground. I'm thinking it's something crazy. So I'm like, this dude done lost his mind. So I whip over there, I get over there, and he outside shooting basketball. Now he thought he was good at basketball, but he was trash. He really wasn't that good. You know, a shot never hit the bottom of the net. I mean, he was garbage. But like a 12th grade kid on the JV team. But he was a guy that had this ability. So I went up to him, I said, hey, D, bruh, what we gonna do? He said, what you talking about? I said, bro, you stay in trouble. He said, why you always in my business? I said, well, I'm trying to help you. He said, did I ask for your help? I said, man, you smoking every day. He said, have you ever seen me smoke? Yes or no? Have you ever seen me smoke? I said, no. He said, well, how you know I smoke? I said, look, D, you smoking, you carrying a gun, you skipping school. He said, have you ever seen me with a gun? Have you ever seen me skip school? He said, boy, you need to get out of my face, man, for real. He said, I ain't no little boy no more. Now, at the time, he 25, I'm 50, I mean, he 15, I'm 25. And he felt like he could whoop me. And so, in front of all his boys, he's a little taller than me, he stepped in front of me, he said, hey, man, this ain't what it used to be. And I noticed he was trying to show out. So in my mind, it's a lose-lose. If I fight him and I win, it's a lose. If he fight me and he win, it's a lose. So I said, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna back off. He said, do that, bro, do that. A couple months later, he gets in a car. He's in front of the school, Bay High School, Panama City, Florida. The car was stolen. He didn't know this. They drive on the beach for a little while. That night, they get arrested. The 2 other guys in the car, they was on probation. Because of violation of probation, those 2 gentlemen end up gonna get locked up for a long time. So they lied and said it was his car. He didn't know about this lie. So he told the police the truth. He said, look, man, I was standing in front of the school in the lunchroom, 10th grade. I was doing what I was supposed to do. They picked me up. I didn't know the car was stolen. The prosecutor said, if you lie again, we're gonna have some problems. He said, man, I'm not lying. He said, if you lie again, we're gonna have some problems. My cousin told the same story. They arrested him. He went to his first program. He gets out about 8 months. He do a home invasion. He go into this house. He heard there was some valuables in there. He was not gonna get in trouble. Nobody was home. They broke in the house, him and another dude, and the guy was in the house. So they did some things that they shouldn't have done, and then he got arrested. He got out after 2 years, he went back in. This same boy that would not wear the uniform at school, he refused to wear the school uniform. Now he wearing a uniform every day. This same young man that would not stand in line, he was like, man, why we gotta walk in line, bro? We're in high school. Why we gotta walk in line? We gotta walk in line like we little kids. Now he walk in line every day. When I go visit him, because he's incarcerated, he has to stand up and do call. In the middle of our business, he'll say, hey, cuz, give me a minute. They got to do call. Give me a minute. He'll stand up, he'll turn, he'll walk in line, wearing the same uniform as everybody else. The same guy that did not want me to talk to him, that did not want to listen, that called me preacher man, told me to shut my mouth, told me to start his business. The same dude that did not want to hear anything I had to say wants to talk to me every day now. And I'm not trying to snitch on him, but he found the phone inside the jail, and he reaches out to me almost every day. And he said, what you doing this week? I said, hey, man, I'm going to New Orleans. He said, all right, what you doing in New Orleans? I said, I'm talking to these students. He said, give them a message for me. I said, D, I can't really be real with those students like that. I can't, like the stuff you've gone through. He said, nah, bro, tell them to Google me. I said, D, he said, cuz, tell them to Google me. He said, I'm gonna be real with you. When you was talking to me, you weren't talking real. He said, when you was talking to me, you was talking around my situation. I said, but some of these students in middle school, D, like some of them in middle school, bro, I can't talk to them about drugs and about guns and about gangs and about sex and about alcohol. He said, no, that's when I started in middle school. He said, I had dog food. I knew how to play the game. I was even going to church. I looked the part. He said, but I was doing all that in middle school. He said, the problem with you, man, is you won't tell these kids the truth because you scared that the principals don't want them to hear the truth. He said, if you're going to make a real difference, you need to tell them that this ain't what they want. He said, they don't feed us in here, man. Ain't no air conditioning in here, man. He said, my boy paralyzed because he got in a fight the other day and they slammed him on the ground and broke his tailbone. He'll never walk again. He said, they don't tell you that. He said, tell them the truth. And so what I learned was, he said, if I'm honest with you, you can take it. So today, I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I have these 3 chairs to help me with the illustration. In life, we have a choice to be good, better, or be our best. And I said, well, D, what about the people that's not even good? Because I gave him the same illustration when he was young. And I thought he wasn't listening, but he was listening. He said, many of us not even in the chair. He said, when you was in middle school and you was getting written up for talking too much, you weren't in the chair. Now this dude, I'm supposed to be the motivational speaker. He's speaking to me. And if you think it's cap, Google him, Devarian Thomas, Devarian space Thomas. The first time he was incarcerated is Hillsborough County. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you what my cousin told me to tell you. And so I said to him, I said, D, my dad was locked up. Uncle Charles was locked up. Uncle Lynn was like, he said, yeah. He said, but this the thing. He said, cuz you chose not to be like us. See what he told me? He said, it's all a choice. He said, now everybody not gonna make that choice. But when they get in here, they were gonna regret it. He said, listen to all the rappers. None of them wanna go back to jail. They all talk about how that life is done. They talk good, but none of them say, I wanna go back. None of them say, I want that life. Why? Because they value their freedom. And I said, well, what's the number one way, D? He said, they gotta learn to do their best and they gotta overcome obstacles. So you have a choice. You can be outside these chairs, or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna do good. That's the bare minimum. I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna go to class, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna do better. I've been doing some things I ain't got no business, and I need to improve. I'm gonna do better. I've been doing good, but I'm gonna do a better job of me and my mama. I'm gonna listen to my mama. My mama say, turn the game off, I'm gonna say yes. When she say, take the trash out, I'm gonna say, I got it. She have a hand full with all my little brothers and sisters. And instead of being a headache, I'm gonna help my mama. Because my mama didn't have to bring me into this world, but she did. My mama may get on my nerves, but she's still my mama. So I'm gonna be better. Or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna be my best. I'm gonna be the very best I can be. Because whenever it comes to anything, last night, New Orleans Saints played the Carolina Panthers. Nobody in this room wanted New Orleans to not do their best. And what happens, the Saints won, because we want people to do their best. When I go buy a fresh pair of J's, I want the best pair they got. I don't want to use pair. I don't want a pair they have for a couple months. I want the best pair. This new iPhone 15 coming out. My daughter already asked, Dad, can I get it? I said, no, you cannot. But she wants the best phone that's available. None of us want second best. I'm going to leave you with an acronym. BEST as an acronym. The B is believe and behave. If you're going to be the best you can be, you got to believe in yourself. When my daughter was your age, she wrote a book. It's on Amazon. Her name Taylor Spears. She's a little black girl, just like the black girls in here. She looked just like you. Her hair done just like yours. She was on the dance team and she did all the stuff y'all did. When she was 15, she published a book, but she started writing a book in 8th grade. And I didn't believe she could write a book. See, sometimes your own parents don't believe in you. My daughter came to me and said, Dad, I'm gonna write a book. I'm thinking to myself, how you gonna write a book? She said, I'm gonna write a book. I just know I can do it. Every month, my daughter get a bag from Amazon, every month. Now, it's not a big bag, but every month, I get a notification on my phone because her bank account is tied to mine, and she get a notification every month because she believed in herself. Now, some of her friends have made some bad decisions. My daughter's a freshman in college, and she talk all the time. She said, Dad, I wish Simone would have listened. I wish Keisha would have listened. I wish Tay would have listened. I said, why you say that? She said, Dad, they say you're smarter than me. They have more potential than me, Dad. Like they have the same opportunity I have, but they didn't take advantage of that opportunity. And so the B is believe. You got to believe in yourself. I played college football. I was very blessed. I played professional. I was very blessed. But I wasn't the best player on the team. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the tallest. I wasn't the most athletic. But I believed in myself. Even sometimes when I felt like my coaches didn't believe, I believed. So the B in best, you got to believe. The E is you got to execute. When the teacher gives you homework, you got to execute the assignment. When the coach tell you what to do, you got to execute. One thing about the dance teams we saw today, is the one thing about the cheerleading team, it was all in sync. They executed together. They all work together as one group, just like Inspire. Inspire has all these different schools, but everybody's working together for the same goal. Their goal is for each scholar to go across the stage with their diploma and to make New Orleans a better city. Every city can be better, but you have your choice. Do I want my city to be good, better, or best? It's not on these folks on the stage, and this is no hate on them, but they're about to be out of here. It's your turn. You're going to be the next state representative. You're going to be the next mayor. You're going to be the next governor. You're going to be the next teacher. You're going to be the next business owner. You're going to make this city even better. This is a place where people save money for months to come spend 3 days because it's such a magnificent city. But you're next. You on deck. And so we need you to get this education. We need you to do these great things. Why? So you can take us to another level. The S is sacrifice. B-E-S-T. The B is believe and behave. The E is execute. The S is sacrifice. You got to sacrifice. You got to give up something. I remember being in school, all my boys hanging out, doing this and that, doing stuff they ain't had no business sometimes, and I didn't always go with them. Sometimes I did. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you I got it right all the time. I didn't make no mistake. I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done, but I made more good choices than bad. So the S is sacrifice. What will you give up? What will you say no to? You can't be the greatest athlete in the world and be cool with everybody. You can't do both. You can't say, I'm going to make the best grades I can, but I'm going to be the best at all these video games. You can't do both. You can't say, I'm going to slang in the street and I'm going to try to go to school. I told one of my football players, I said, look, Greg, you got to make a decision, bro. If you're going to be a thug or you're going to be an athlete. You can't do both. I said, there's no not. If you want to be a gangster, you want to go out there and do your thing, that's cool. But I done been to 5 of my players' funerals. The saddest thing in the world is being asked to speak at your player's funeral. Like, that's the worst news in the world. When Chris Pace's mama called me, Coach, you heard what happened? I said, yes, ma'am, I did. Would you speak at the funeral? I said, here we go again. Like, it happened to all the time. And so listen, 5 of my former players are serving life in prison. 5 of them have been murdered by people that look just like them. They weren't murdered by nobody. They were murdered by, 2 of them were murdered by their teammates. Not while they were in school, but years later. And then when I go talk, I look them in the eye. I'm sitting down in Columbus, Georgia, in the jail cell. I'm sitting there in the waiting room, the visiting area, and I look him in his eye. I say, bro, what's wrong with you? He said, Coach, I shouldn't have done it. I've never, listen, I done been through some real stuff that I can't even talk to y'all about, but I've never seen anyone disappoint their mom, disappoint their city, disappoint their school, and say, I'm proud of what I did. I'm happy that I messed up. I'm happy that I hurt somebody's son. I'm happy that I took somebody's life. I'm happy that I sold dope. I've never heard it. Every single time they say, man, looking back on it, bro, I shouldn't have done that. And so I want to ask you, are you going to be good, better, or best? Best as an acronym. The B is believe, the E is execute, the S is sacrifice, and the T is try. Guys, I wasn't the smartest kid in my class. My wife, we've been together for 20 years. My wife was in the front row. She was a geek. She got her glasses on. She do all the homework. She study all night, read all the books. I'm going to be real with you. When you in school, that ain't the kind of female you're trying to kick it with. But when you get older, that's the female you're trying to marry. The chick that wouldn't let you smash in high school is the one you want to smash for life. I'm just keeping it in the buck. The one that wouldn't let you smash in high school, that's the one you want to smash for the rest of your life. And so I'm just being real with you. So listen, smart people think about the future. Listen to me. Smart people think about the future. Listen, you can have fun and be smart. I seen one of your teachers over here, she was trying to stop herself from twerking. When the music was coming on, she was like this. Like, oh, don't do it, 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 don't do it. I saw it. She was like, oh yeah, all right, I'm professional right now, I'm professional, I forgot. You can have fun and be smart. You can have swag and be smart. You can be the best dressed and be smart. I'm just telling you, you get to choose. And so I want to ask you, if your story was in this notebook, what's it going to end with? Now you get to write your story. Several of my former students, they wish they could rewrite their story. So if you're in the 8th grade, your story has been written up into 8th grade. If you're in the 11th grade, your story has been written up into 11th grade, but the rest of the story hasn't been written. What will you write in your story? Will you write, I'm going to make my mama proud. I'm going to make my dad proud. Will you write, I'm going to put on for my city? Will you write, I'm going to make some good decisions? Like, what will you write in your story? Your life is like a movie. You're the director, you're the producer, you're the lead actor. And some of y'all have picked a horrible supporting cast. The other people in your movie, you know you don't act like they act. You know your mama raised you better than them. No judgment, but you know better. Like, why are you hanging out with them? Like, you know they're not going the right direction. They don't need to be in your story. You get to write your story. Last illustration before I sit down. I want to let you know life ain't all gravy. Life ain't all good. Things don't always go right. And so in life, you're going to have some obstacles. I brought this basketball to give you a lesson. Now raise your hand, you think you can hoop. Raise your hand, you think you can hoop. All right, Cap. You look like you trash. Cap. I'm just playing. All right, everybody do me a favor. Hold your arm in like you're finna shoot a basketball. Hold your arm in. On the count of 3, we're going to shoot. I want everybody to say swoosh. 1, 2, 3. Try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, listen. Shh. I'm almost finished. Steph Curry, they say, is the all-time greatest basketball shooter when it comes to the long ball, the three-pointer. But statistics say that he only makes 41.8% of his shots. So that means he missed 6 out of 10. He the best. So the T in best is try. Guys, when you mess up, you got to keep trying. Guys, I've been teacher of the year several times, but I failed a teacher test 12 times. I went to college, but I didn't make a good grade on the ACT now time. But I kept trying. I've written 15 books, but I sent over 1,500 manuscripts. reason I'm telling you that is because in order to be successful, you gotta fail. It's part of it. And so I want you to keep trying. When things don't go right in school, keep trying. When you fail the math test, keep trying. When you don't make the team, keep trying. When things don't go right at home, keep trying. Like, don't give up. But obstacles are gonna come. It'll be cap if I told you guys it's gonna be good. All you gotta do is say a prayer, go to church, believe in God, your life's gonna be perfect. No, it's not. You're gonna have obstacles. But in this ball is air. Nobody saw me put air in this ball. But because of the way the ball responds when I slam it down, you know that there's air on the inside. You got to get something on the inside that's going to help you overcome these obstacles. You got to get an education. You got to pay attention in school. Stop trying to be like your boy and get this work. Get it. It's free. It's for you. So this earth right here that the children are stomping on, it represents adversity. And when I slam this ball against adversity, it bounces back. The reason it bounces back is because of what's on the inside. See, when you got something on the inside, you can bounce back. So when my mama died, I was able to bounce back because it was on the inside of me. When I failed the ACT for the 4th time, I was able to bounce back because it was inside of me. When my son got diagnosed with, he has this thing called Crohn's disease, and it hurt us so bad. And my daughter has type 1 diabetes, and my dad had cancer. Like life was going to throw you some curves, but even at your age, you're going to go through some things. And some of you have already done it. You already the mom of your family. You're already like the daddy, like you're the one with the sense in the house. You're the one that doing things right. And I want to commend you for that, but I want to let you know it's because of what's inside of you. Because if you get something inside of you, when you face adversity, you'll bounce right back. See, adversity reveals who we really are. Now this ball right here, this basketball, and I got 2 more minutes. This basketball and this basketball look just alike. The difference is this basketball looked the part, but it don't have anything on the inside. This basketball looks the part, but doesn't have anything on the inside. And so when this basketball meets adversity, what happens, it can't bounce as high. And the reason it can't bounce as high, the reason it can't perform the way it was designed, because there's nothing on the inside. See, some of us are faking like we thugs, but we're really not. We're not about that life. We're not about that life. And that's okay. That's okay. So I want to remind you that you have something on the inside, and it's going to cause you to have this life that you never dreamed of. Me and my wife, there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer, but me and my wife, on opposite sides of town, we grew up in these small single-wide trailers. And I remember in the winter standing by the oven with me and my mom and my dad trying to get warm. I remember that. And I remember thinking, there's nothing wrong with this, but I don't want a life like this. I remember wanting to go to a field trip, and I couldn't afford the $25 to go on a field trip. And I remember thinking, if I ever have kids, I don't want to disappoint them like that. Well, the decision starts today. If you want to help your kids have a better life than you have, it starts today. You have to be the very best that you can be in class today to live your best life later. You have to make good decisions now. And you're going to mess up. But when you mess up, fess up. When you walk in the wrong direction, you mess up, turn around and walk in the right direction. Last thing I want to tell you, can we get them house lights down, please? Pull your cell phones out for me, please. Pull your cell phones out for me. Turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. Can we bring the lights down a little bit more, the house lights? You don't got to talk. I want everybody to turn your lights on. I want you to realize every single day you're carrying the light with you. Say this with me. Say, I am the light. Now, she told you earlier, one of the top execs in this group told you earlier that you was the light. Say it with me again. Say, I am the light. Look at your neighbor. Say, hey, bro, don't dim my light. Say, I won't dim your light. Say, together, we are the light. Say, together, we are the light. Guys, sometimes this world can be dark. You guys are going to be the light. Give you guys some a big hand, guys. Thank y'all so much. Be the light. Have a great year. Love NOLA. Let's go.